Good evening. In recent times, all three branches of our national government have promoted racial integration. It started with the Supreme Court. 14 years ago, the court declared that separate educational facilities are inherently unequal. In a series of decisions, the court has been telling the nation that Negroes must be treated in accordance with the ideas of equality and justice which underlie our basic law, the Constitution, and that federal power should be used to achieve this goal if other means fail. While moving more cautiously, both the executive and the legislative branches have reinforced this principle over the last decade. Civil rights legislation and presidential orders have allied all three branches of the federal government in support of a national policy that no man's rights may be limited because of his race. To make this principle real in the field of education, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 empowered the Attorney General of the United States to sue in behalf of persons whom he believed to be discriminated against and who are unable to bring suit themselves. In the United States District Court of Northern Illinois, he brought the first such suit in the North. The judge ruled in favor of the Attorney General. Tonight, PBL will show you the reverberations in one white community of enforcing the national policy against segregation. Our aim is not to judge the merits of the case, but something more modest, to show you how people feel in one town under court order to mix black and white.
United States of America plaintiff versus School District 151 of Cook County, Illinois defendants. It is hereby ordered, adjudged, and decreed that the defendants be enjoined from discriminating on the basis of race or color in the operation of School District 151. As set out more particularly in the body of this decree, the defendant shall take affirmative action to disestablish school segregation. The defendant shall provide such school bus transportation as is necessary for the full and effective implementation of the requirements. Signed, Julius Hoffman, United States District Court.
This is the first day of school in South Holland, Illinois, one of the towns affected by Judge Hoffman's order. South Holland is a white suburb of Chicago. Its original settlers were proud Dutch Calvinists whose values still shape the community. Its schools are white. Under Judge Hoffman's order, all schools within District 151 would be integrated by cross-busing. This would make integrated classes about 30% Negro, 70% white. As part of his plan, Judge Hoffman directed that white 7th and 8th graders be bused from South Holland to a newly established junior high at Coolidge School in Phoenix, another town in District 151. Phoenix is separated from South Holland by a 2-mile stretch of no man's land. Phoenix is a black town, and Coolidge has been a Negro school. The order has been appealed by the School Board of District 151, but the decision of the appeals court is not yet in.
Can this be America? No. The reason I say this is they pass a law and they say you have to send your child or children to school September the 4th. But you don't hear the appeal until the 18th after this thing has started. Now, to me, this can't be America.
I don't want my children bussed out from South Holland, bussed away from my corner school.
I'm not going to cause any disturbance, create any disturbance. I'm keeping her in that house until the appeal goes through. And I don't give a darn what the federal government says. They are not running my home.
On the birth certificate of each of my children, I am listed as the father. They have a mother listed by name. I don't see some other politician. I don't see some other judge. I don't see someone else that is given there.
This is not white racism. This is not white supremacy. There's nothing about the white race in these verses that I'm talking about. The problem we have in this country today is because we were not willing to leave the Negro race where it was. The scripture says, whatsoever a man sow, that shall he also reap. And certainly we see the proof of that in the problem before us in our country today, in our town tonight. We're paying a terrible price for the sins of the past.
Taxpayer School District 151, petition school board postponed opening of all schools. Definitely, I'm in favor of it.
I think it is possible for the citizens to petition the school board not to open school, and it's possible for the school board to agree with them and not open school.
But don't you think that you're more or less hurting the children by not letting them start school on the day that they're supposed to? I mean, the children are getting so mixed up in this, and I do think it's wrong for the children to be mixed up in it the way they are.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, I hope it does some good.
I'm sure it will.
Okay, bye.
The usual run-of-the-mill cases where the board has charge of its schools and has been ordered to do anything at all, the board could postpone the opening of school if they want to till October 15th.
In effect, you are standing here as actually the guardians at the gate, fighting a battle on behalf of people all over this country who are yet unaware of the complications that you face and the complications that they face. This country belongs to you. It doesn't belong to any self-appointed social manipulator.
So we are opposed to government power being used to homogenize men racially and culturally. And I believe as well that when school buses and school houses are used for that purpose, then these instruments, which have a good and a righteous purpose, are being abused and are being used in the cause of wickedness. If it is true that the hearts of our children as well as adults are sinful, then it necessarily and logically follows that our children pick up the worst that they find in other people. All of us are by nature sponges that have a selectivity for that which is wrong and immoral. It is God who in His providence has created neighborhoods, and He has created them for a purpose. Now that is not an airtight division, but God has divided men to restrain the wickedness of the heart. You ever take an ice cube tray from the refrigerator, fill it with water, and leave the divider out and try to carry that tray filled with water across the kitchen floor? You get halfway to the refrigerator, it sloshes all over the place. You put the divider in, fill it up with water, and you can walk across the floor and jiggle it around all you want, and the water doesn't slosh on the floor. Why? Because it has been divided. The Bible clearly teaches that God has divided men in order to restrain the wickedness of the natural man. Let's apply this matter now to the matter of the school.
Tonight, PBL wants you to be with the South Holland family during the 3 weeks that led up to the opening day of school. The family is the Langs. Their children are Dean and Debbie.
do anything to you if there's enough of us that would do this.
I mean, we were all set to keep Dean home, and I'm still not sure that we're not going to keep him home, but
We're still halfway set.
Yeah.
Right.
But
I think if this petition
if we are being
he'll stay home for 2 days. He's going to either be mighty sick or he's just going to stay home.
Well, I didn't want to in a way, but I didn't want to hinder her schooling either in another way. So I was fighting.
Hindering her schooling by keeping her back, because what type of schooling is she going to get over there?
Yes, this has been a question.
We don't know, and once they leave this district, you don't have the right like you do.
No, what I meant is keeping her the first or second day just to protest. I mean,
well, that's that would never happen if they were not there.
Because really, the kids are responsible. We are responsible.
We are responsible.
It's our decision.
It's our decision.
But yet,
you need to use your kids as a football from one thing to the other. You know, you try to show your protest in a certain way.
Right.
But then if the child goes back to school the second or the third day, how are the ones that went there the first day, how are they going to greet them? How are they going to feel towards them?
And how are the teachers even going to feel towards them?
Now, there is another thing. Are we going to have colored teachers or are we going to have white teachers?
You'll have both.
All right, now what happens if we get a colored teacher for our kid and these poor kids can't understand the lingo because of their brokenness? Then what happens? And it's happened to Dean.
Oh, yes.
Because we sent him to summer school one time. He didn't have to go, but we sent him. And we went on vacation prior to the term being up. So we went up there to get the assignment. And I couldn't even understand it.
Dean, they're trying to prove this point by mixing children with other colored children or other colored skin or races or so forth, that it's going to benefit them educational wise and so forth. But actually, I've talked to school teachers that have taught, and even in some of your poorer sections of your white people, and they claim that really you can do your level best. The teacher will try to do what they can to teach them, but they go home to that same environment, and as long as it's that way, these children aren't going to change it. Because the school itself, I mean...
More than ever, no?
That's what I mean. I really sincerely feel we need to be getting the Word of God into them so that they're prepared.
If they give them judo lessons or something.
Well, this is what Dan had said that he was going to
this, I know. It's
either the hard, I think they have at the YMCA, and they have several places on Stony Island. But that's all colored up there, too.
You don't want them to fight or anything, but if you want them to be able to protect themselves.
Yeah, but when I went to Tilden years ago, they had colors there. And if the colored and the white had a fight, there was no knives or anything. They didn't fight that way.
No. Things have changed.
But nowadays, they don't go by that. They all carry a knife or something, and you can't trust them in the first place.
But it had changed that much from when I went to high school.
Now you come down a little further, and you'll see it'll start the shopping center and the theater parking lot when I was here. And the one theater is the Capitol. I think that's still there, and the other one...
Dan Lang grew up in Chicago, where he went to vocational school. He works for a large architectural firm as an electrical designer. He has broken with his old neighborhood in Chicago, but he goes back now and then. He still holds the mortgage on the house he once owned there.
And now you're coming into the neighborhood where I used to live. And that home right there with the white porch is the one. Now this is all colored. I think the first time was to sign the mortgage. And then the second time I had to come over here for signing of papers. That was it. Then the third time was the furnace. Right. No, this time. Yeah. 3 years, I've been over here an average of once a year. That's a pretty good average. And every time I come over, the home is improved, you know. And the neighborhood looks real good, Joe. Yeah. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice, yeah. No, you kept it in real good shape out here.
Well, I figure if you get something, you might as well to keep it, you know.
Right, right. Well, most of these people that own, most of the people that are on this block own their home, right?
Oh, right.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference. I really do.
Yeah, just like we said.
Because it's the same way in Phoenix. There's a stretch of homes there that are all owned by individuals, and they're real nice and clean and kept up real well. So most of them will move after they see that the percentage is maybe 50% colored, and then they'll move, see, due to the fact that it's not a good situation for them. And in fact, my brother lived in Chicago in this home for almost up to the time that the neighborhood was completely colored, and he was the only white family there. And they had 3 daughters, and this made it kind of hard for them because they really had to watch their daughters. These youngsters would come around and give them a rough time. So they moved eventually too. But that's the only reason they moved. It's where you live. If certain people move in, they might have a higher class education, and they don't have this animal instinct into them, so then it's easier for you to live with them because you can work with them. I don't see why you can't possibly live with them, except I don't care to have them for my neighbors myself. That's all. They live differently, they dress differently, and they think differently. So that's why we moved out South Holland.
I don't know who was there. Stop. I was the first one to spot a Chevy. He said that the first one to spot the Chevy, then he gets the...
This new principal spoke last night. He seems like a very intelligent person, and he's a well-groomed man, and I think he's going to enforce laws in the school. But I don't know if they can handle these situations. You know, it's just like so many other things that have taken place in the world with the Poor Men's March out in Washington and that. They thought they could handle this situation, but they really found out that they couldn't.
All the presidents of the PTAs and some of their board members met here with me, and we talked twice, and the Coolidge Upper Grade Center PTA is already on the way. And on Thursday morning, we shall elect officers and this sort of thing. So I would like very much if all parents would get behind the PTA and really give this thing a good push.
I wasn't your superintendent when this came in, so I could speak rather freely because I have inherited the situation. One is that when a court makes a decision, the law is made. An appeal does not abrogate that decision. It's just like if I were convicted for murder and put in prison, I would be in prison and I could appeal the decision made, but in the meantime I'd be sitting in prison. If we fail to open school next week, as he has judged we should, then even myself will perhaps be looking out, because the school board and the successor to the superintendent is being held directly responsible for implementing the program. Now that's one answer to your question.
I think if this would have been done in a fair way, where actually the people had the chance of voting on it, and if it was majority, I think this would have been a fair thing. Then I feel that...
It's down our throat. You don't even have anything to say about it.
This is a
petition to the School Board of District 151. We, the undersigned parents and taxpayers of School District 151, petition the school board to postpone opening of all schools until after the Federal Court of Appeals hearing on Civil Action number 68C 755, United States of America versus School District 151 of Cook County, Illinois. And there are over 2,200 signatures on this petition. This time I would like to ask our board attorney, Mr. John Vanderay, to make any comments he would like on this.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the Board of Education finds itself in an extremely awkward situation. It has to travel two roads at the same time. It is duty-bound to carry out the decree that has been entered against it by the United States District Court here in Illinois. By the same token, it feels that it has the responsibility to all the citizens in the district to appeal the decision of the district court. This is an obligation it has to each and every citizen of this district, as well as to the children that it is responsible for educating. As far as the opening of school in September, I would have to completely concur that the board has no choice but then to open the doors September 4, 1968.
Any of the other board members like to comment on either of these items?
I would like each and every one of you to put yourself in the place of each board member up here and ask yourself, what would I do? Now, we're all Americans, and we've got to stand for the right. But on the other hand, we feel like that we are being wronged, and this board is fighting this thing all the way to the Supreme Court if we have to.
Question over there.
Not so much a question, but I'd like to speak to the board. I have 4 children in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. And I can appreciate the position that the school board is in. I wouldn't want to be there. But I can say that I hope the school board is cognizant of the fact that there are over 2,200 signatures there. And regardless of what decision you make, remember that the majority of people in South Holland like this community and want it to stay the way it is. My 12-year-old is in 7th grade and was scheduled to be bused to Phoenix. He will not be going there because he begged us to make sure he can go to school anywhere else but there. I will say to the school board, my feeling is I don't want my children bussed out from South Holland, bussed away from my corner school. I have worked all my life real good, been a good worker. I have worked in the community for this because this is my American way of life. I grew up this way, my mother and father taught me this way, and I want my children to think that way also.
As part of that, I'd like to say evidently you have not taken a vote on accepting the petitions, but it's evident that you do not intend to delay the opening of schools in your comments. I would like to suggest that I know some of what is behind these petitions. There's a lot of hard work and a lot of tears. There are wives who are separated from their husbands. There are children who are being separated from their parents because this is the parents' decision. And as the ministers who spoke at our meeting last Friday so eloquently put it, it is up to the parents to decide what is best for their child, not the federal court, and not even the school board. But I would like to suggest that these petitions, on which so much hard work has gone, be submitted to the appellate court, because this surely should tell them how the people feel.
Mrs. Edwards, you took the words out of my mouth. I really think that when there's this large an expression from a group in the community, it deserves to be recognized, to be heard. I do feel that if our attorney concurs, that I'd like to make a motion that they be submitted in our next report to the court.
If you're going to submit those to the court on September 18th, I suggest that between now and September 18th, you can have 10,000 signatures, and that'll be
I've been living in Phoenix for 22 years. What am I paying taxes for them to bus their kids from my school over there around my kids? I've been paying taxes for 22 years myself.
We don't want to go to
Don't nobody want them to go there. I don't even want your kids over there by myself.
That I, for one, will not let my daughter get on that bus. I live directly across the street from the school. And why should she have to walk that distance in the winter when she has to walk but 2 minutes to the school? Does that make sense? I'll keep her home if they make me go to I'm not going to cause any disturbance. Create any disturbance. I'm keeping her in that house until the appeal goes through. And I don't give a darn what the federal government says. They are not running my home.
The federal government really doesn't care whether you send your child to school or not. Like I said at the school board meeting a week or two ago, let's not fight with our kids. Let's fight it in the courts.
Mr. Wiersma, we are no longer holding a school board meeting with questions being asked. You're providing a forum, which is not what the school board is for. I think that a motion for adjournment would be in order.
I'm making the motion that you go home. That's right. He doesn't have anybody that's concerned.
We have a community that is concerned, and I'll stay here till midnight if I feel I can help anyone.
You know what? I'm talking to you.
Don't hit me with anything, lady. That's assault, and you know what happened the last time.
You don't talk about any. Oh, shut your mouth.
You if they close the school, then they are in contempt of court. Then in the same breath they say they aren't. So where do you stand? It's just a bunch of wishy-washy stuff when you get done. And we still don't have the answer. The only answer that you have when you left there tonight is you have to send your kids September the 4th.
A few of them are sending them out of state to their grandparents.
Yeah, well, what good does that
And
do?
there's a few that are, as far as at least temporarily, going to take their children out on a vacation.
And all they're doing is dodging
Well,
the issue.
I don't know, Dan.
Well, what are they gaining?
I really wouldn't say that. You know, from our traveling experience, we went out west and we went out south.
Right.
And there's a lot of these places that haven't had any problems like this.
Well, no, but they're not in the same state that we are. Am I going to leave my job and everything or board the kid out some other state?
We may.
Then you might as well send them to Christian school because it'll cost you double.
It depends on how far. It depends on how far the federal government tells me what I can do with my children.
Well,
whether
they
I'll
can tell
stay
you here
or not.
anywhere else.
Well, I mean, it hasn't come to that all over yet, at least.
No, but it will.
You know, Dean, if I had known, there were some boys and girls that did come along with their parents, but I didn't know that this was going to be the case. Or I would have brought you along, because then you could have seen for yourself what the school is like and what the neighborhood is like and so forth. You know, I was thinking, like now maybe over the weekend, when Dan is home, when Daddy is home, that maybe we could go for a ride and show you what Phoenix is like. I don't think you've ever rode through Phoenix, have you? Not really.
This doesn't look like a colored town.
What do you mean? This is all colored, Dean.
Well, look at the houses.
Yeah, but look at the kids.
Yeah, but look at the houses. They're not better.
What he means to say is it doesn't look like a colored.
This is the newer section, Dean.
Some of it is, yeah. Those on the inside are all.
Right.
See? This is all colored.
Nice looking home there. Some of them
Sure, this is the newer section of Phoenix.
Slow children.
I think the only old section is back.
I don't really know where the old section is.
It's back.
I rode through
down by
the
the
other
railroad
night,
crossing there and further down on the side.
Because I don't think we came down and
this is the one, isn't it?
Yeah, this is Coolidge.
This
See,
is
and
where
they
you'll
have
be going.
swings and everything back there.
Oh,
and
they do?
Yeah, they have things. At least by Kennedy there now. I don't know if they're allowed to go there. They'll find out, you know.
This will
Boy,
probably
that
just be like
glass.
regular school.
Remember,
tires.
I mentioned that to the other night, and I didn't think that. I thought I was mistaken. I thought it was something shiny.
No, it isn't.
Well,
That's
what
glass.
in the
My
world do they
tires
do
are gonna really
around
be
here?
ruined. Ooh.
Goodness me,
Boy, look
this
at
is
that
terrific. They must purposely just come and break pop bottles or something.
They must hate their school.
This is a
exactly
solid
like-
glass, see?
Look at the windows broken out there. Did you see that? Yeah, look,
Well,
there's
this is
another
where
one.
all the glass is coming
Oh,
from.
I'm
That's what they've been
sure.
renewing. That was when they almost tried to burn down the new one.
It's terrible.
Why'd they want to try to burn down the new one?
Cut your
Well,
tires.
we really don't know
This is
what
just
the
like
reasons
Roosevelt.
are for these things.
Yeah, this is
just
the
like
old
Roosevelt.
section, Dean, but they added on a new section.
But
right
look at
back
the
there.
glass, and I thought that's what I saw the other night when I visited
This is all glass.
for the 7th grade parents.
There's hardly
And
any
I
difference,
couldn't
except there's no
believe that it
fence.
really could be glass, you know, because I never seen anything
This
like
is all
that around our
colored.
school.
Right. How do you get out of here? You don't.
Probably have to turn around.
I got to go all the way around.
It's a nice looking school from the outside. There's nothing wrong.
What do you think a boy your age would be like? A colored boy like you?
I don't care.
How would he be different? How would he be the same?
Well, they probably had different bikes than us, and not really different, but you know.
What about sports?
Well, they probably wouldn't want to watch a football game, or they probably would want to watch the baseball game, and some things they would and some things they wouldn't.
How is it going to be when the blacks and the whites go together?
It's going to be terrible.
How come?
I just,
Come on,
Don't
tell me.
like it.
You know something about it. I don't.
Well, my mom never hangs her coat up in the room where the blacks are, because, see, they have bed bugs on them. And we're going to have to hang our coats next to them, and the bed bugs are going to get all over our coats. See, they want to live in the white neighborhoods. They don't want to live in the black neighborhoods anymore.
How are the white kids going to feel about going with the Negro kids?
I think they're gonna hate it.
How come?
I'll hate it at least. I'm really scared to, because when I get up in the upper grades, if it doesn't change, I'll have to go to college, and I'm kind of scared of them because they're so, I don't know.
Well, tell me what they are.
Well, I'm just scared of them.
Debbie, tell me, when I look at a colored, I see that his skin is brown, whereas my skin and your skin are pink. What else is different? Now, if you take a person and you think about his eyes, or his heart, or his brains...
Well, they're not no different than whites, but some of them are mean. I wouldn't care if I was a colored, but I don't care about the color or anything.
But your skin...
They have a soul like us and everything, just because their skin is black. That's all.
But yet you're scared.
Mm-hmm.
How come?
Well, I'm just scared. If one colored starts beating up, and you know all the others are. But I doubt if they would do it in school.
Steaks, fellas.
Ha.
Debbie and Dean, you want to split?
Yeah.
No, I want to hold.
I didn't ask you.
So you're 15 and you're a baby.
Part of mine.
Debbie, would you please use your fork? Why don't you put some on your plate, Debbie?
Picking it out. You too busy.
According to the eternal purpose which he purposed in Christ Jesus our Lord, in whom we have boldness and access with confidence by the faith of him. Wherefore I desire that ye faint not at my tribulations for you, which is your glory. For this cause I bow my knees unto the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, of whom the whole family in heaven and earth is named, by Christ Jesus, throughout all ages, world without end. Amen.
All right, we turn to pray.
Dean is going to pray.
Let's pray.
Dear Lord, thank you for this food that you have brought upon us, and thank you for the roofs over our head. Thank you for the foreign fields, and Lyndon and Gloria will preach more and more about God each day, and hope that they will be safe in Africa. Thank you for the grass and everything in this world. Thank you for Jesus' time, Christ for sins. Amen. It's not Africa they're in.
Yes.
They are so.
They are too.
They are.
Following is a pre-recorded paid political broadcast sponsored by the Wallace Campaign. Governor George C. Wallace has a winning way with people. He goes to them and he gets with them. He talks a language that you and most Americans can understand. He knows your problems and shares your concerns. He is truly a man of the people.
Well, I think that some of them think they're seeing a mirage, but it's not a mirage.
There is a lot of people there.
Your domestic institutions, which includes the public school system of Houston, Texas,
There's where we go. Public school.
Yeah. In fact, lock, stock, and barrel for the people of this city and this state are right to run your schools in the manner you see fit.
I'm with you too,
I'll give him my vote now.
Damn right.
Damn right.
But I just thought that he
had a good chance.
had any kind of a chance.
I surely would.
But I'm afraid because he doesn't have the backing that the Democrats and the Republicans.
Once you get into it, you have the power to pull us too.
Well, I think he would. He's gone a long way in politics, and so has his wife.
Your tax money going to Washington is going to be used to force you to bus your child anywhere.
Oh,
there you go.
I can assure you that much.
So let me say in conclusion that if you will continue to support us in New Mexico, as they are supporting us throughout the country, you and me together are going to help return some sanity to the American governmental scene.
Now with a special message for all Americans, Governor George C.
Got a lot of against him.
I don't know, Brian. There's a lot of good American people that believe in the good democratic way and in law and order and honor for their country and everything. And I think if they had the chance to really vote for him and everything, they will.
September 4th, opening day of school in South Holland.
You better get going, huh?
Man, it's quarter after.
Yeah, you better get going. Did Pam go? Is Pam gonna?
She's gonna ride with her mother.
All right. Bye.
Welcome to Coolidge Upper Grade Center. I hope that's the first time you've heard that. I am Mr. Crary, the principal of Coolidge Junior High School. First of all, at the very onset, before I introduce the teachers, I want you to know that we are going to do everything within our power to make this school the finest in the city, or in the country for that matter. We need your assistance, because this is your school. Whether you like it or not, it is. And it's going to be for at least a year for the 8th graders and 2 years for the 7th graders. There is much that you can do to make this school the greatest school.
William Lindley, William Glasgow, Ted Tomlin, Lauren Buckner, Dean Lang, Dolores Darden, Laura Aldrich, Dorothy Irwin.
Well, maybe after the first week or two, we'll,
Calm down, huh?
yeah,
You can't just sit and be still. That's all there's to it.
maybe.
So it doesn't calm down and everybody say, well, this is great, you know, and
Yeah.
we'll just let it be this
Right.
way. That,
Well, this is the thing. I'm willing to go along with it until it comes up in court and that, you know, and find out what's what. But I'm still not condoning it by any means. I mean, I don't.
you're doing it because you want to be law-abiding. But,
Yeah, right. The back door. That's my beanie, all right. Come on in. You want to come in, Pam? Oh, they're wrapping me up in careful. Oh, dear.
It was okay, Mom.
Was it?
No problems at all.
No
Made
problems, huh?
about 50 friends.
You made 50 friends?
About that.
Boy, you're a
With
fast
who?
friend maker
With
there.
Oh, actually, I made 16 in our room.
Yeah?
So darn easy.
With all the colors and the
Yeah,
white?
we only had 3 colors.
Only 3 in your room? Oh, well, that is...
Our teacher didn't give us nothing to do. She didn't give us tell us to buy any notebooks, no nothing.
They didn't give you a list? Well, now, what,
He says we won't start math until Friday.
who?
Mr. Lennon.
Is that your teacher?
Mhm.
It's a man teacher.
Mhm.
Is he white or is he...
He's white.
He's white.
We can chew gum. We
You
can
can
chew
chew
candy.
gum? Oh.
If we have permission. Ha ha ha. We can chew candy and
If you
everything.
have permission, but that thing of it is, you're going to have to get permission, kiddo.
I am every day. I'm going to say, teacher, can I have some candy? Can I have
How do you
some
like your
candy today?"
teacher?
Oh, I like it. 3 colors and all the rest white.
Oh, and do you like the teacher?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a colored teacher or white teacher?
White.
White teacher? Oh, Jeannie was all wet, wasn't he?
Why was he all wet?
Because he thought by the name, he said he could tell by the name that it was going to be a colored teacher.
There's more whites than coloreds in that school right now.
No kidding.
Majority rules right now.
White girls in there too. Yeah. Hi, Jimmy.
How did you do that?
How did you like it?
Kind of fun for the first day.
Kind of fun for the first day.
It was really funny though, because those
Did you
colors
like to
really
go,
break
Jimmy,
you.
or weren't you?
Honest, they'll just
What else did you do?
There was a kid there, you know, real cool Negro, and he had a leather all around his wrist like he's going to beat up somebody.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. All green.
I
saw it. It was so neat.
And he was just pretending, or what?
No, I don't know.
Maybe he meant it.
Don't ask me. Did you see that one color that was almost all bald at the top and had the big fuzz at the end? Yeah. It was almost all bald right at the front and came up in the big fuzzy stuff right there. Oh, is that neat?
The defendant shall forthwith and in the future undertake such planning and other actions with respect to student assignment and transportation as is necessary for the full and effective implementation of the requirements of this order for the 1968-69 school year and thereafter. The court hereby retains jurisdiction over this case to assure full compliance with its decrees. United States District Court, Northern District of Illinois.
This is tape roll 60 PBL.
For a conclusion to this past 2 weeks of being interviewed, meetings and so forth, I just want to say one thing, that this is our opinion, that we are not trying to upgrade our ways or degrade the colored in any respect, but that we think in our own mind that the people that are living in South Holland believe in what we are doing at the present time, and they want to maintain this status of living. And this school busing or the neighbor school system as we have it now, and not bus into other territories.
I think what they're trying to do is trying to force colored and white to live together. And I don't think you can force anybody to do anything. I think this has to come from within your heart. And if you are forced to do a thing, it's like trying to force somebody to love me, or me to love somebody else. This cannot be done. You can't force things on people. I think it just has to be done with, well, I just don't know how to explain that it has to be done, but I don't think it's going to come through force.
I think there's an old saying, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. And this is the same idea with the American or the white people. You can bring the colored into their neighbor area, and if they don't like it, they're not going to stay there. Say Dean, after he graduates, after associating with the colored in grammar school and high school, and he accepts this, then where does he live? Will the colored accept him? I doubt it. And will the white accept him? Then are they going to start a community of their own, which would strictly be for intermarriages? I mean, your ideas change. Your ways of life change. And if he did bring home a colored girl, I know we'd drop through the floor. And I might throw him out, I don't know. This I can't tell you until that situation actually become a fact.
Sometimes people have different emotions about things. And it seemed like I could close my eyes at night and go to sleep and just kind of leave it to the Lord. That what would be within His will, and praying that if it could be His will, that He would really have His own way with District 151. And if it was really a just thing, which we felt it was, that His will would be done, that the courts would decide to let us continue to have the neighborhood schooling.
The decision of the Court of Appeals isn't in yet, but the Langs are okay. The children don't like school any more or any less than they ever did. Their parents voted for Mr. Nixon, after all. School board meetings are still pretty acrimonious. 15% of the white pupils have dropped out of District 151 schools. Some have moved to other, safer districts, but most have transferred to church schools. The school board has made preparations to stop the busing as soon as it legally can. For the town hasn't accepted the message that the national government has been sending out for the last 14 years. When it is applied to them, South Hollanders reject the idea that one nation indivisible and equal justice before the law means that white and black should live together in full community. They are angered when the federal government tries to make them conform to that idea. There are a lot of people like them, people that have voted with their feet, deserting the central cities for the white suburbs, arranging themselves in school districts in such a way that southern segregation by law has been replaced by northern segregation in fact. No national leader speaks of abandoning the American dream that we may all someday live in brotherhood, in a national community where difference is tolerated without pain and conflict is resolved without violence. But if the dream is right, has the strategy been wrong? Mrs. Lang said that change has to come from within your heart. You can't force things on people. As a general proposition about the power of law, that doesn't hold up very well. Law may not immediately change the way people feel, but it does affect what they do, and that eventually changes the attitudes of the community. When things are in order, law embodies the leading notions of morality in the community, and most people conform to it. But in a free country, there are many ways of evading unwelcome consequences of the law without defying the law, and many Americans are doing that when they devise ways of keeping their children together with their own kind. There is more segregation today than there was 14 years ago. It seems to follow that if we as a nation really wish to create a multiracial community, the idea and its practical consequences must be made more attractive to white people. Where desegregation suits are brought, shouldn't someone from the national government be trying to persuade the citizens that the American ideal of equality requires that there be an end to Negro schools? Judge Hoffman has said this in his opinion, but no community relations service has tried to convince South Holland of it or tried to win the cooperation of the parents. No agency of government is empowered to administer to District 151 a sweetener along with the bitter draft of the court order, special help in building a new junior high school, perhaps. Have those of us in favored positions responded to the fears and objections of those who are experiencing at first hand the effects of the mass migration of Negroes to our great cities? Have we told angry people not to think bad thoughts, rather than sitting down with them and examining the basis of their fears? Or have we preached at them rather than conversed with them? Have secure and well-educated people urged actions on others that they won't take themselves? Though the goal of integration is right, it is obvious that somewhere in the tactics to achieve it, we have gone wrong. A rethinking of the tactics should be high on the nation's agenda. This is Elizabeth Farmer.